Okay, looks like I'm live. Adjust the screen a little bit. Okay, it looks like I'm live. The matric results are out, or at least the provincial and the national results are out. I thought I would say a few words, just take you through the results. Obviously, I will leave the actual numbers will be in the notes below. Yeah, so let's, as expected, the national rate took a bit of a beating, coming in at 76%. I think we're all used to the national rate being, over 80%. So it's like a 5 percentage point drop. If you'll excuse me if I go on about percentages, but it's not a 5% drop. I'll calculate it, but I'm guessing if you drop from 80 to 72, that's actually a 10% drop. Anyway, percentages, it's a real knock. We took a real knock, as was expected. Personally, I really respect the Department of Education and that Umalusi kind of stuck with the real numbers. I think everybody's fear always is that the numbers get manipulated somehow. Certainly, seeing them giving us these real numbers, which feels to me very real, has increased my confidence that actually we're not seeing manipulated numbers. We're seeing real numbers, and for me that's good news. There was lots of questions about Umalusi moving marks up and down, and I think I did a lot of effort to try to explain that that's quite normal. Miles on. Yeah, so in terms of the integrity of the whole system, in the end, I feel there was a leak. It didn't do that much damage. There was the whole COVID thing. It pushed the marks down. It puts them down significantly, but it doesn't feel like a total disaster. Plus, it feels like everybody's stuck with their integrity. Nobody was trying to make the numbers look good. So from that perspective, I think it's cool. I can take you through the provincial results. The top province, Free State, at 85.1%. Second, Gauteng, 83.8%. I'm just going to take you down from high to low. So third, Northern Cape, 60. Well, no. This is not in that order. I know Free State was first. Free State, 85.1. Gauteng, 83.8. Northern Cape, 66. Not good. Western Cape, 79, just under the 80. Northwest, 76. Limpopo, 68. Mpumalanga, 73. Eastern Cape, 68. KwaZulu-Natal, 77. Yeah, I guess the Free State, Gauteng, Western Cape did pretty okay. KwaZulu-Natal, also pretty good. Bachelor's passes, 36% of those students got a bachelor's pass, 26% got a diploma pass, higher certificate passes 13%, and just a normal pass, 0.01%. So that's all good. If I can take you through some of the comments the minister made. The 2020 class outperformed the 2019 class in terms of their grade 10 results. I'm not sure I understand that. There was a lot of work done to help and support these students, and I do think if all of that work wasn't done, we would have seen a much bigger decline in the numbers. The Department of Basic Education is concerned about a drop in critical subjects, specifically maths, geography, English, first edition language. Of course, as you know, the May-June exam last year was combined with the November exam, so it was a record million plus students that wrote. Yeah, the minister also made a point, which I want to reiterate. Clearly, Umalusi did not give any special treatment to this class. The numbers are what they are. And it gives us all confidence that the system is strong. and that the numbers are not manipulated. Yeah. So, there's all kinds of little things where one did better than the other. I think it's a relief for the numbers to be out. It's tough to be at school in a year where it was COVID and where the numbers dropped. I think this year as well is going to show some of the impact. Certainly last year's grade 11 class did not finish all their grade 11 work. So they're in matric now and they're working to catch up what they missed last year, and they must, finish this year's work. So it's still going to be a challenging year this year, I think. And we would probably see that in the exam results of the 2021 class. Yeah, I guess, now we know how the country did, we know how the provinces did. The next question is, how did you do individually? Yeah, okay, there's a question. Are these results excluding the students who are suspected of using the leaked papers? Yes, that's how I understand it. If you're being investigated, if they think you're involved in the leaking, you're not going to get your results tomorrow. So those numbers are not included in these numbers, as I understand it. They'll kind of show as zeros, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm guessing. Okay, individual students. Tomorrow is the big day. That's what a matric certificate looks like. Umalusi, seal, stuff like that. Department of Education. There's various places you can sign up to get your results. Personally, the best thing is go to school tomorrow, go to your exam center, wash your hands, wear your mask, social distancing rules apply, and go and get your complete set of results at school. If you signed up, there's places that's going to send you emails or messages. As I understand it, those messages starts going out tomorrow morning, not at midnight. Usually the newspapers publish at midnight, but with the curfew, I can't think that the newspapers will be, up for sale at midnight because it's curfew. So certainly those newspapers, I think, will be delivered, after 4 tomorrow morning. So you might be lucky to get the newspaper by 5 or 6 o'clock. And I always say, newspapers are old-fashioned, but your parents, your uncles, your aunts, and your grandparents would all appreciate having a copy of the newspaper. It's a real memento, and you're going to be glad you bought the newspaper. By the time your kids are in university, by the time your own children get their matric results, I suspect there won't be newspapers. So it's going to turn into quite a special thing to actually have the newspaper in which your results are published. Okay, I'm looking. Why do you think the Free State had a... Yeah, that's an interesting question. Listen, the Free State has always done well. They have always done well. So they've got a strong history of doing well. I suspect, okay, I'm not totally just, guessing here, but I think if you look at the impact of COVID, it's probably less in the Free State. I think the big impact of COVID was in Gauteng, in the Western Cape, and then at the end of the year, the holiday seasons, up the coast. So it might be that the Free State just, I don't know, less COVID. Maybe they were better prepared. Maybe, who knows? I think the stronger the education system is in a province, the better it can weather this kind of thing. So, and the Free State has in the past done very well. Okay, so now you're asking, do you think the provinces did better than expected? No. I seriously, I was asked to predict this, what these numbers would be, and I kind of said, listen, I'm going to look at the previous year and drop it by anywhere between 2.5 and 5 percentage points. So for me, if the national number has dropped 5 percentage points, that's significant. That's a real knock. So no, I don't think the provinces did better than expected. I think they did as well as they could. I certainly expected them to do a little bit better than they actually did. Yeah. And like I said, for me, it just builds my confidence in the system. It builds my confidence that Umalusi isn't trying to tweak the numbers to make them look better. It's giving me the confidence that the Department of Education isn't trying to do that. And I think it is really important if you write matric. It's such an important thing. You want to know that everything's fair, everything's above board. And this proves it. My opinion of the education system, Department of Education at Umalusi has gone significantly up. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by the results they got. I'm impressed with the effort and the honesty and the commitment. Do you think that some of the provinces were at a disadvantage when it comes to online schooling? Yeah, I think online schooling doesn't solve much for me. Online schooling, if the child is advantaged, if there's electricity at home and a parent who can help with the studies and a device, a computer to study on, and internet access, sure, but that's 10% of these students. The 90% of them don't have all of those things that you need to at least make online studies work. What the Department of Education actually did was they had radio teaching, they had teaching on television, they gave additional study materials to students. There was a lot of extra hard work. When it comes to educating, the school kids in this country, online has its place. But if you look at the IEB, which is kind of your wealthier schools, your private schools, a million people wrote this exam. It's about 14,000 in the IEB. So sure, for the 14,000, I'm sure online teaching helped. But for the million, for 900,000 of them, it didn't help because they don't have electricity, plus internet, plus data, plus a device, plus a parent or some person who can also help with the studies. Do you think that learners did quite well? Yes, I think learners did quite well considering the challenging year. Yes, I do. I think we should all be pretty happy with the results, and I think it shows how hard everybody worked. Do you think that matrics will be better prepared for 2021? I think the education system improves every year, so certainly. I do think the 2021 class is going to have a difficult time. There's no ways all of these students finished all their grade 11 work last year. And remember, the matric exam is the end of the FET phase in school. It's the last 3 years of school is matric, not grade 12 on its own. 10 plus 11 plus 12 is matric. So if you were in grade 11 last year, you missed a lot of school days, you didn't finish all your work, you're going to catch up that work now, plus do the full grade 12 year, and then write an exam about all of that at the end of the year. So I think the kids who are now in grade 12 are in for a tough year. And we might see that in the results. It'll be better than this year, but it might not be up to those 80% plus levels for the country just yet. I think it'll take 2-3 years for the negative impact to totally flow out of the system. Okay, so hopefully you get some sleep. Try to stay calm. No matter what the results are, it's not the end of the world. You'll see my face again, and we will talk about all the alternatives. If you had a bachelor's pass, congratulations. If you failed, I'm going to tell you the 6 different things you can do to improve your matric, study some other program that doesn't require matric. South Africa, you have humongous amounts of different study opportunities. So don't get too stressed about matric, about this specific matric opportunity. You're going to get 3, 4, 5 more matric opportunities if you want. You can improve it, you can try again, and there's lots of alternative qualifications, which we'll talk about probably tomorrow. Okay, cool. No more questions, guys. Thank you. Try to have a good night's sleep and get up early and go and buy a newspaper. Thank you so much.